Okay, everyone. So let's start today's session. And as we discussed yesterday, first wireless, and then we are planning for iPhone 6. But yesterday only take it more in the wireless discussion. So today we'll start the IP version 6. And before we go inside this topic, just confirm me, guys. You have any question, doubt from your side for wireless? Anyone? Or I will start iPhone 6 directly. No doubt? Okay. So understand, guys. For IP version 6, if I tell you as a basic thing, size and everything, like we discussed in the IP version 4, okay, it's a 32-bit, having a 88-bit 4 division with the dot. So that kind of thing, if I tell as a IP version 6, it is an address. So size is 128-bit. Okay. Then defined by hexadecimal value. Not the decimal. In IP version 4, what we have? Only number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, only number. 192.168.1.1 like that. But in IP version 6, we have alphabetic also. 0 to 9 number plus A to F. That is called hexadecimal. Everyone know we discussed the MAC address already. Okay. Now, if you remember that other simple logic, like 128 bit is the total size, but it is in the hexadecimal. So just for your information, if anyone remember, one character of hexadecimal is containing 4-bit, right? If I want to specify A means 10. How 10 will become 8 and 2 binary. I'm talking 1, 0, 1, 0. This is 10 value, right? Then if I want to make it D means what? 13. Then 8, 4, 12 and 13. One character of hexadecimal containing 4 bit means total 32 character in one IP version 6 address. This much longer. It is statement just for your understanding. Okay, you can say this way also. This is just for explanation. I'm putting in the bracket. Okay, 32 character is there. It is a fix. Like in IP version 4, we don't have fix. We can use like 1.1.1.1, only 4 character. 10.10.10.10, 8 character. 192.168.100.200, 12 character. It's only number. In the binary is different value and number as a decimal different value. But here it is a fix. 1 character, 4 bit. Getting it? And now again, same logic which we have in the IP version 4, that this long address difficult to remember. And so we have also here separation concept. In sorry, IP version 6. Okay. Now understand. In IP version 4, what we have? Dot. 192 dot. 168 dot is for what? Separation. Here, every 4 character separated by colon. Double dot. This kind of symbol, if anyone have idea. Colon. Okay, 4 character. Okay. And which is known as a hextet. Like we have octet, 4 octet, 32-bit, 88-bit. Here what? This 4 character means how many bit? 16. That's why it is known as a hextet. But technically, you can say only 2% or 5% people using this name. Otherwise, in general terms, people remember like block, block 1, block 2, like that. Okay. So if you will find, okay, how many block? 4 character. Total how many we have? 32. And every 4 character divides. So how many we have? 8. Getting it? If I take here a simple example, then let's say A, B, C, D, then 0, 0, 0, 1, then let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, then let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, then let's say 9, 0, 0, 1. This way, it will keep running. A, 1, 2, 3, B, 2, 2, 2, 2. This is 4. One more we require. So this longer is one IP version 6 address. Generally, what we remember like that 192.168.1.1. So here it is what? 1 octet. Divide by, separate by dot. Here 1 hextet, 16-bit, and separate by colon. So this longer address is what? Just we can say example. IP version 6 address. Anyone have confusion, doubt, then ask me. But remember guys, A to F, okay? Not like XYZ, PQR, that kind of alphabetic, not possible. Hexadecimal, you know. So till now in this logic, anyone have doubt, question, confusion, then ask me. No? Okay. Now if you remember, whenever we discuss the IP version 4, we also discuss subnet mask. How many bit from the IP address we need to match, and how many bit will part of a host bit which no need to match. That is the role of subnet mask. While here we have that same logic, but we don't have keyword like a subnet mask. In IP version 6, here we have prefix length concept instead of subnet mask. Logic is same. But what? Remember, in subnet mask, we have 2 options to define, to write. One is dotted decimal, same like IPL at 255.255.0. And one is slash notation, where we only specifying number of bit, which is what? Network bit. That is here. Okay. The number of bit which need to match as a part of network is known as a prefix length. Here just a new keyword. In background, it is going to match number of bit. But still, we can say exactly as a subnet mask kind of topic, we don't have. So let's say if it is a single IP, then okay. If I want to specify this with the prefix length, then I will specify this way. If IP version 4, then maximum 32, but here 64 also possible because total 128. So this is what 64 is prefix length. Prefix. Okay. The logic simple understand. These all are remain fixed from the beginning. Whenever you decide the network, you need to decide how many bit remain same, how many bit can change. Getting it? So this is called prefix length in the concept of IP version 4. And this is what? Host bit. Getting it? But we don't have subnet mask kind of concept, so no network bit, no host bit. Only prefix length you need to remember. This part you no need to remember. Easy, everyone? Online people confirm me. Is this clear for you? Okay. So now let's say why we require this kind of different longer IP address. So one simple logic already we discussed during the IP version 4 also, lack of IP address. On that time also I told you that because of that IP address is exhausted, we require new range of address. Temporary solution also we discussed, like what? We can do the private IP, public IP concept, and we can do the translation netpad that already we learned, right? So now that is the one simple logic you need to remember, that according IP version 4, total size is 32 bit, which is comes possible value of 429 crore. Okay. And sometime if I ask, okay, what is the size of IP version 6? Then they will simple multiply by 4. That kind of mistake you don't need to do. Sir, IP version 4 32 bit, it is 128, 4 times bigger. So in IP version 6, 16 crore IP possible. 4 crore into 4. But no, as a binary, you know that every single bit value become double. Right? That logic we learn in the first session only. That means 32 bit for 429 crore. Let's count round figure 400 crore. So easy counting. 33 bit 800. 34 16 crore happen only there. 1600 crore. Getting it? It's not just a total value 4 times. Only in the 2 extra bit, it's become 4 times. That means what you can say? 429 crore. Another 32 bit. That way you need to count. This is the possibility. Not an addition. 32 bit, 32 bit, 32 bit, 32 bit. That many times. Getting it? If you just try to reach till the bit number 40, what happened? 32 again 400, 33 800, 34 1600, 35 3200 crore, 36 bit 6400 crore, 37 bit 12800 means 1,28,000 crore. Okay, 38, 39, 40 is around what? 1000, and then lakh and then crore. Okay, so no need to count. There are lots of possibilities. In that also, I just reached the bit number 40, then 41, 42 till 64. There are lots of things. Okay. Even we not able to count on the 64. Then here 128 bit, not 64. 64 is the here I'm just counting this way. Total value is 128 bit. Okay. So no one will ask you total size of IPOs because it is not able to pronounce. Means if we see it and if we counting for 1 hour, 2 hour, or let's say we have calculator nowadays, we got the value, but no need to remember. That I'm talking. As an interview also no one will ask you. In the exam also no one will ask you. Okay. So the problem, main reason what we have, the lack of IP address. Okay. Which is we have in the 32 bit. So later, expert don't want that again after few years again IP will lack. IP will exhausted. So they not come with the version 5 or 64 bit. They directly come with the latest thing that, okay, we'll use this. According this, expert is saying that till 2095, IP will not finish. Okay. According human life, before that, maybe we are not available. Different generation will learn different version. That is different case. For us, it is, you can say, final version. Now we no need to learn any other IP address thing. IP version 4 we are learning. Then today I will discuss IP version 6. So here you need to remember 2-3 same category point which we already learned in the IP version 4. Like what? Normal address thing is clear. Subnet mask is clear. What other thing we learn in IP version 4? Anyone remember? Class. IP version 4 class A, B, C, D, E. So here we don't have class. So that point also you can skip. We don't have any kind of class in IP version 6 because long range. Even we divide, how many we divide? Getting it? Then what types of IP address? Like we have private IP, public IP. Right? So same way here we have concept. Types of IP version 6 address. So in this, what you need to remember? If any IP address starting with number 2 or number 3, that all are public IP. Let's say total what? 0 to 9 plus A to F. Total range is what? 16. From that, any IP starting with 2 or 3, then it is public IP. Okay. But again, we have different name here. Like I told you, instead of subnet mask or dotted decimal, here we have what? Prefix length. Same here. It is known as a globally unique. Normally, public IP is what? All over the world, internet, global, unique. Here just we have different wording. Globally unique. Otherwise, you can say like what? IP version 4, or you can say same like IP version 4, public IP. Okay. Then what? Again, we discuss in that private IP, public IP concept, if you remember, that let's say sometime I have some data in my computer I want to share to another employee, or let's say from one department to another. Why I will use internet? We'll use private IP. So same here we have private IP. That name is what? Unique local. Only locally unique. Okay. So same like a private IP. That range is what? FC and FD. If any IP started from FC character or FD, 2 character here fixed, then it is private IP. Then we have something called APIPA. Remember guys? Automatic private IP addressing. If my computer want to IP automatically with the DHCP, but DHCP server not available, it will automatically take from APIPA. Remember everyone? So here, that name we have link local. Not even in the local network, only in the one link. Link local. Okay. It is not 100% like APIPA. Little bit like APIPA of IP version 4. Why little bit? I will show you the practically also, but right now just understand. In APIPA concept, what we have? By default, either IP manually there, then no APIPA. If we configure that take the IP from DHCP and DHCP providing IP, then that IP. If DHCP not able to provide IP, then only APIPA. While here what we have concept that every time whatever extra IP you will configure, your interface separately for one link automatically generate this IP. It is not depend on the DHCP. That's why I'm mentioning here little bit like Apipa. Till now, what I tell you, same. This all 100% same like public IP, 100% same like private IP. But this is little bit concept like Apipa. In short, what I want to mention that here some IP we are getting automatically, even there is a no DHCP server. That is FE80. If any address starting from this 4 character, then it is link local address. Then one more thing, we have loopback address. (127) series, if you remember, in the IP version 4, 127 series is for loopback, for troubleshooting experiment purpose. Now what? According IP version 4, on that time, internet or network not that much trending. I'm talking about 80, 90, whenever computer and network and everything are working. So they use one range for loopback. But later also, after this many years, they also get idea that from the loopback, mostly people using what? 127.0.0.1, 0.0.2, 3, 4, entire range is useless. Any one IP we can use for troubleshooting. We not require entire range. So that in IP version 6, they also come with the solution that first IP, you can say 0.0.0.0 and 1. Okay, entire you can say 31.0 and 1. First IP only reserve as a loopback IP for troubleshooting. And then, if you remember, we have class D for multicast in IP version 4. Here we don't have class, we directly have a types and range. So, multicast address. If any address starting with the double F, then it is multicast. Okay. So you can see FC, FD, FE, and FF. The last few range already reserved for different tasks. Okay. Any confusion here? So this thing you need to remember. But in there also, you can use some discount. Like what? Till now, only 2 series running. 2 series IP not finished. So you don't need to remember 3 series. Whenever you find IP address of this longer with the hexadecimal value, that means you got the idea it is IP version 6. In that, if the IP starting from the 2, first character is 2, automatically you need to understand it is a public IP. From this also, people mostly using FD, not FC. Okay? Getting my point? That means for public IP, any IP starting with 2. For private IP, any IP starting with FD. So everywhere you need to remember 1 range only. Other also you can say for future purpose, not right now. Clear this point? Online people, if you have any question, confusion, doubt, ask me, okay? So IP version, address, size, and everything we discuss. Format we discuss. Example I show you. And also we discuss the types of address. Now, one option we have more here. That what? Let's say really this longer IP we need to remember. Then it is difficult. So right now, let's say if we have lots of options available for the IP range. So right now there are some rules running for shortcut method. Later, let's say if IP going to finish, then again we need to remember all 32 only. Okay, but right now what? Right now mostly you will find that people using this kind of IP where they have more 0 in the IP. So easy to remember. Like I told you here what? 0001. Now in this case, even it is a 32 character, but easy to remember. Yes, 31.0, last is 1. Not binary I'm talking, okay? I'm talking IP address. But if you have this kind of things, Difficult to remember. So what? Method to sort the IP version 6 address. But there is one condition. If there are zeros in the address. Right now, only for zero, we have some rules. Later, future, I don't. If they comes with the new rules. Okay. So let's say what I will do. I will take one simple example. Like what? Suppose I have this kind of one address. I'm taking public address, 2 series. Let's say 2000. Okay. Then let's say 0001. Okay. Then let's say 002. Okay. Then let's say ABCD. And from this network, first IP. Now again, it is not necessary that every IP have this many zero. But for easy to explain, I'm taking this one as an example. So there is a one simple rules we have that you can ignore leading zero. Beginning zero you can ignore. For that I'm using simple example. Let's say if I want to write 5 rupees. Or if I write this way 0005 rupees. Both are same. Both are same. So instead of mentioning this longer digit, I can specify only 5. Same logic apply here. 0001, only 1. 0002, only 2. But don't mix it, okay? It's not like this continue. Don't count like 1002 or like this something. In this, only 0, 0, 0, and this also become only 1. So what happened? This address. Now remember guys, 2000 don't make it 0. So not make it 2. 2002 not same. But 005, 002 and 2 like that it is same. After later 0 you can't ignore. Beginning 0 you can ignore. So 2000, then what? 1, 2, ABCD, 0, 0, 0, 1. In background, our NIC, network interface card, switch port or router interface, everyone already have this kind of algorithm that if you find some IP version 6 address with the less number of character, then whatever the missing character, they will automatically count as a 0. So now we no need to type this longer address. We only need to type this and we only need to remember this address. Is this clear, guys? Simple? Any confusion? We have second rules also. What is that? If you have continue 0, then you can also merge them. But it should be only 0. I can't merge here 01 and 02. But here we have continue 0. So how I can write? 2000, 1, 2, ABCD and double colon. So wherever you find double colon, again, as I told you in previous example, that our NIC, switch port, router, and everyone have this second algorithm also in background, that wherever you find continue colon, that means what all missing field is 0. So now this longer address become this smaller. Now easy to remember. So this kind of 2 rules we have, but what? Only for 0. Because 0 are not changing in the original value. If it is in the beginning. Otherwise, there are lots of value of 0, you know that. 1, 10,000, 1,000, 10,000 like that. But 01 or 001 or 00001, same. Getting it? So that same normal value or mathematical logic here we have as a rule. Anyone have confusion, doubt, ask me. Where? Hmm? Here you are telling. Then you type this only. Because 10 value can't change. 10 value remain 10 only. Okay. Then I told you here also. 2000 we can't make it 2. 2000 remain as it is 2000. Same way, if 10 is it, then as it is. But if you let's say this way, 0, 0, 10, then again we can write 10 only. Getting it? Now here, we also need to remember one condition. This rules is okay. But with these rules, you need to remember one condition like what? That rules number 1 you apply multiple times. Everywhere, wherever you find leading 0, everywhere you apply the rules number 1. But rules number 2, you can't apply multiple times. How or why? Let me show you one simple example. Let's say the original IP, we have something like this. This is original IP. Okay. So what is the short version after rules number 1? 2000, 0, 0, ABCD, 0, 0, 0, 1. This short version after rules number 1. Now rules number 2, if you try to apply, let's say wherever we have continue 0, merge with the double colon. And suppose here you apply rules number 2 also multiple times. Then original IP is different, and here what? Double colon, ABCD, double colon, 1. Getting it? This is the IP look like after rules number 2. But here what is the problem? Now in this situation, there are multiple possibilities. Algorithm or automatic software not able to find original IP if there are 2 times double colon. Why? Let's understand on the reverse process. Let's say if I have this short IP, and let's say interface try to understand full IP. This I explain what from full to short. But now let's say already I type this IP in the interface, and interface try to understand full IP. So what is the full IP? Some simple format, 8 part, 8 block, 8 hextech. And here how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Only 5 hextech. 3 is missing. Then also they analyze, okay, there is something called double colon. That means all these 3 is 0. Okay. So from this part, they able to understand, okay, there is a 3 section 0. And then what? Then it will apply the rules number 1 also, and they find the full IP. But now that same logic try to apply here. Let's say this is the short IP I type in the interface, and interface try to understand full IP. What will be the full IP? Again, total is what? 8. 8 hextech. Right now how many? 1, 2, and 3. 5 missing. Now as a automatic things, here 1 section, here 4, here 2, here 3, here 3, here 2, or here 4, here 1. There are multiple chances. And if any wrong logic apply, then IP is different. Getting my point? See guys, this is one possibility. Then this is second possibility. This is third possibility. And then in this case, what happened? All IP is not just a different IP. All IP is different network. See here, core part. This is the network. This is the network. This is the network. Getting it? If you count less 64, then also what? Whatever it is, same different network or different IP. In short, with this logic, automatically not able to understand what is the original IP. But in this logic, we are able to understand automatically what is the full IP. So rules number 2 only apply one time in one IP. That you need to remember. You can't use double colon multiple time, any one time. So in this case, if you have this kind of IP, what we'll do? Wherever we have less 0, that I will type manually, and here double colon. Then it will work. Now what? Already interface also got idea. Okay, 1 section, 2 section, 3, 4, and 5. 3 missing, and that 3 always 3, 0 here. But you can't use double time. Online people confirm me. Is this clear for you? And classroom people, what about you? Is it clear? Okay. So now let's go to the practical. We'll do the command, we'll configure the IP address, and we'll do the routing. Whatever we done in the IP version 4, same thing here. But topic already you learned, so I just need to show the practical. What is OSPF? What is static routing? What is EHRP? That I'm not going to repeat. It is same. Just instead of you can say IP version 4 address, we'll use IP version 6 address. So let's go to the packet tracer. And here I will take very simple topology, because with the bigger address, I don't want to confuse. Simple, I just understand how to configure IP version 6 and routing. So here from the router, let's say I'm taking not 0, but 1, 2, and 3. The router I'm taking, and then connect with the cable. Same device, so cross cable. Let's say this one with 1, and this side 2 with 2. So you're able to see? Okay. Now one trick I have. If someone have a doubt, sir, still this is short. Okay. If it is 0, then it is short. If it is not 0, then it is difficult. Okay. Second thing, whenever we are configure here, we are using what? Private IP, not the public. Public IP only in the last router, which is connected to internet. Everywhere we don't have public IP. That means what you need to remember? FD series only. FC, FD we have two, but I told you FC not using right now, only FD. Okay. So what one logic I have for you guys? Let's say till now how we are using network? According IP version 4, 172.16.12, right? Then here 2 and 3, so let's say 172.16.23. Let's say router connected with the switch with local network. Then what we are using? 192.168.1.0. Here 192.168.2.0. Right? And then suppose in router for experiment, I want to configure loopback. Then what we are using? 10.0.1.1. Here 10.0.2.2. 10.0.3.3. Right? Everyone? This is everyone remember, right? And it is easy to remember. So what if I tell you that same range you can use for IP version 6. Then separately, you no need to confuse with the alphabetic or hexadecimal. Getting my point? What is that logic? Just try to understand, guys. Let's say here, whatever the connected network, I will start with the FD 00. Okay. Then what? This way. This is one IP of IP version 6. Okay. Logically, what will be the final short form? FD 00 colon 192 colon 168 colon 1 colon 1. If you understand the logic, then now your life become easy for IP version 6 also. Otherwise, you can use your ABCD, XYZ kind of different address. That is your choice. This is my tips. Starting network this, so it is become IP version 6 private IP. And what? 4 section is network. And 4 section is host. You can see 4 section network. Sorry, from this. And 4 section host. Getting it? So this 4 section I will use network bit. As the IP version 4, what we are using /24. So 3 section. So that 3 section I'm keeping in the network side. And last section is what? Host bit. That last section I'm keeping on the host side. Double colon always after 4 section. Remember. Otherwise, network change. Let's say again, if you do this way, 192 colon 168 colon 1 colon 1. Then what? Network different. Whatever the network bit that you will keep in the network side, then double colon and then IP. So this is your first IP. Online people, you can reply in the chat box. Now it is easy. So whatever IP we are using, that only will use, but in the form of IP version 6. Easy? Classroom people? Okay. So let's come to the router. So here I'm keeping this network only. So first of all, yes or no? Enable, configure terminal, host name router 1. Then interface gigabit 01. Okay, we are in the interface. And what is the command we have? IP address like this we are configuring. I'm just giving comparison so it will be easy to remember. This is our normal command. So we have for IP version 6, this changes. IP version 6 address. It's not a add, okay? I see lots of time people remember as a add. It's not add, it's address. But just short form, we are using add. So we have only this one change, V6. Rest of command as it is. Then type here IP version 6 IP. So as I told you, FD 00 colon instead of dot colon. Then here network finish and double colon. And as I told you, we don't have subnet mask concept. What we need to type? /64. That's it. This is your command. Same like our old IP version 4 command we have. Just you need to remember this thing. Not only here, all command. Most of the command, you can say more than 90% all command on IP version 4 is same like IP version 6. Just you need to remember that specify version 6. Getting it? And then what? Regular command, no shutdown. You only find one notification because what? Other side also router, and that port is not running. When I start this side, you will find one more notification this side also. Then let's say for testing purpose, we'll configure one loopback also. So now understand, for loopback, what network we have? FD00 colon 10 0, whatever the router, and then same thing. So here, wherever I mention the one, that you can remember router number. Then short form is what? FD00 colon 10 colon 0 colon router double colon router. If it is router number 3, then IP will be FD00 colon 10 colon 0 colon 3 colon 3. Number now not difficult to remember because we are learning since multiple days. But what you need to remember, double colon always in the last, not in between, otherwise network change. So for loopback also we'll do this thing. Okay. So interface, loopback, router 1, loopback 1, IP version 6, address FD00 colon 10 colon 0 colon 1 1 10 0 1 1. Okay, subnet mask here this. Remember guys, in our regular also we are using /32 because it is a single point address. I told you in this loopback no one is going to connect, so these IP are not going to match with any other IP for the same network. So same here, what we have 32, sorry, according IP version 4 32-bit all are on, according IP version 6 128-bit all are on. Only for loopback you need to remember this, otherwise mostly what you find /64. Okay, and if you want to configure, sorry, I think we done mistake. This network we require is a local network, not in 01. Here we need to use this series. In this interface, I don't want this network. This is for local network. Here, downside we have switch and local network. I want to use this. In 0/1, what we have this network. So same logic. Now I hope you understand. What network will use? 172.16. Then router number 2 and 3 connected, then 23 like that, and then router. So short form will be look like this: FD00 172.16 router number double colon router. If let's say, suppose in my topology router number 7 and router number 9 is connected, then what I will do? FD00 172.16 and 79. Whatever router connected, that network you can use. Remember, it is a private IP. It is your choice what range you want to use. So it is better you decide some format. Suppose there is in your topology router number 5 and router number 8 connected. So 58. From that router number 5 and 8, which router you are configure? If router number 5, IP5. Router number 8, IP8. This is your format. In our topology, what we have? Router number 1 and 2 connected. So 12. And if I configure router 1, then 1. So this kind of IP already we are using. Use this format, simple. So FD 00 IP version 6 address FD 00 172 16 and 12 1 exit and then local interface. So everywhere, let's say 00 interface I will use as a local gigabit 00. So interface gigabit 0/0 IP version 6 address FD 00 colon 192 colon 168 colon 1 colon 1/64. No shutdown, exit. Okay, you can check. How we can check the IP? So IP address. So IP interface brief, right? So it is empty. Because what? This command will show you IP version 4 list. Same command, version 6, as I told you. You no need to remember any new command. Then it will show you IP version 6 entry. FD 001011 172.16 and 192.161. Okay. So that same way we can configure in router 2 and 3. So now I will type in the notepad. We can do easily copy paste. No need to use extra time in 1 IP. So in the router 2, what we have? Interface gigabit 01 connected in the physical router 1, router 2. So what we have? FD 00 colon 172 16. Again 1 and 2 connected, but router number 2. IP version 6 address and /64. Then no shutdown. Same way, middle router also have the interface gigabit 2. Okay, 02 172.16, router 2 and 3, IP number 2 only. But you can see network different. This network and this network are different. Always again repeating that need to remember double colon at the last. Otherwise, these tips what I'm giving will not use. Then we'll use one more interface. What is that? 00 for local network. 192, 168, router number 2 and 2. Also will configure one loopback. You can say loopback number 2. 10, 0, 2, 2. Copy this. Go to router number 2. Yes. Okay. Loopback /128. Thanks. Copy. First of all, yes or no. Enable, configure terminal, hostname R2, and then paste. This side topology started, router 3 remaining. So in router 3, again what we have? 0/2. We don't have 0/1. So 0/2 connected 2 and 3 network, but router number 3. Then local network 00, third network 3. Then loopback 3, 3, 3. In router 3, we only have the one physical interface and one local. So router 3, yes or no? Enable, configure terminal, hostname R3, and paste. So what the process we done till now? Link up. Topology link up done, IP address configuration, no shutdown and everything done. Right now, entire topology is up, but connection only local. R1 can ping R2, and R2 can ping R3. R2 can ping R1 also. But what? Directly 1, 2, 3? Not possible. For that, we require routing. So understand, guys, I will show you from the middle router because we have two different paths. You can easily understand. Okay, static routing logic, same. Destination network, destination subnet mask, and next hop IP address. Getting it? So understand, if router 2 want to communicate loopback of router 1 or loopback of router 3. So router 2 will configure the static routing with this network and this subnet mask, and next up will be R1. Simple. That already you learn. And router 2 want to ping this loopback, then next up will be R3. So before I'm doing routing, let me show you the local ping. I am in the router 2. Do ping. If I am in the privilege mode, I don't need to type do, you know that. FD00 colon 172 colon 16 colon 12 colon 1. From the router 2, I try to ping router 1. Working. From router 2, I try to ping router 3. Working. But I cannot ping other router local network, which is not directly connected with R2. So if I try to ping FD00 10 0 1 1. Okay, no ping. Then router 3. No ping. Any confusion? So now what? You require routing for this. But with that also remember one small extra point. That router is a routing device able to communicate multiple network. But what? Not for all protocol by default. Till now we are doing routing for IP version 4. So we just run the routing command like static routing or default routing or REP, EIZ to SPF. We don't need to start routing process. That is automatically. So all router mostly by default only IP version 4 routing process started, not version 6. Getting it? So first we need to tell this router that start IP version 6 routing process and then run routing command. That one simple point you need to remember. Getting it? So for that you need to remember this simple IP version 6 unicast routing. This one command will start the IP version 6 routing capability to do the routes. And then run the static routing command. Getting it? So command is here what? Normal static routing command, if anyone remember, IP route, then destination network, destination subnet mask, and next hop IP. Right? This is the format. Same. Here, what is the destination network? Router 1 loopback. FD 00 10 0 1 1. What is the destination subnet mask? Less 128. What is the next hop? R2 can reach R1 loopback via R1 IP. That is 172.16.12.1. What happened? IP version 6 we miss. That's it then. Indirectly command is same. You just need to remember IP version 6. Otherwise, format you can see IP version 6 route, destination network, destination subnet mask, and next of IP. Now try to ping. Router 2 can able to ping router 1 loopback. What about router 3 loopback? Because that routing missing. So the same thing, IP version 6, route, okay, destination network, FD00, 10, 0, 3, double colon 3, slash 128, and then next of IP, see the topology, router 2, want to ping here, then next of IP will be this, 23.3. And now try to ping. See guys, previously ping not happening. Now ping working. So anyone doubt in the static routing, then ask me. Otherwise, I can do in the 10 router topology, 20 router topology, concept same. Online people, do you have any question, doubt, then ask me. It is clear, then write down clear in the chat box. And classroom people, any confusion? No. Okay. So let's understand default routing. When we can use default routing? If we have only one outgoing path. That's why intentionally I start with the router 2. Here we have two paths. There I show the static routing logic. According router 1, I only have one path. Okay. Now understand, according router 1, this network directly connected, this network directly connected, and this loopback directly connected. All other network which I selected right now, that is unknown for router 1. And for that all 5 network, I need to do routing. Now suppose I am doing static routing. Then also what? Just destination network will change. Next stop remains same. Okay. So understand the logic. If for any of these 5 network, I need to go the next stop or router 2, then it is better use default routing. Then any network, go here. Remember guys, that is the main benefit of default routing. So, simple 2 statement try to remember. If we have multiple different destinations, but all are reachable with the same path, then use default routing. Or second thing, I already told you multiple times that if we have only one path to go outside, then use default routing. Getting it? So according to router 1, enable, first I will try to show you ping locally. FD00, 172, 16, 12, 2. This is router 2 IP. But which router 2 IP? Which is directly connected. Other router 2 IP, R1 cannot ping. This 12.2, R1 also have connected the same network, 12.1, 12.2. Okay. Same router 2 have 23 2 IP, but it will not ping. Then local network, 192, 168, 22. You know that it's not going to ping because not directly connected. And if any network is not directly connected with router, then what you require? Routing. So let's go to the configure terminal. Again, try to remember the command of default routing. What we have? IP version. Simple. Let's say IP route first of all. Any network, any subnet mask, and next hop IP. This is the format of default routing. Same thing. IP version 6 route. Now I want to write here what 320, right? Hexadecimal. And instead of that, I can type this all 0. Here command become more small, more shorter. Double colon means what? All missing are 0. So we want any kind of network. Then subnet mask this way. And then next of IP. Less 0, okay, because we are not going to match any bit. Lots of time people here also mentioning says 64. That means what? It will going to match 64 0. And that means what? No any communication. Because any physical network don't have all 0. So subnet mask also less 0. And then next hop. According router 1, the next hop is router 2. And that router 2 IP, what we are reachable, that already I showed you in the ping, 12.2. Now try to ping. Not working. Why? Good. People are waking. Okay. What I told you? By default, even you run the routing command, your router not running the IP version 6 routing. Static routing or other routing command you able to run, but routing process still not started. You require this IP version 6 unicast routing, and now try to ping. Now what? Tell me. Okay, let me show you the ping with loopback. Routing is right, but what is the things you need to remember? That local 2.2 IP is not link up to notification. Remember, when I give the no shutdown command, interface started, but communication will only start if you connect the cable. Okay. Otherwise, your routing is right. Let's say if I take simple one switch just to indicate a local network, whatever the okay doesn't matter number right now. I just want to connect this 00 here. Because of that, you can see in router 2, you got the notification. Now this interface start working. Now check ping from R1. Working. Okay. Remember this point, guys. And same thing we'll do in the router 3 side. According router 3 also what? Only one path. Then use default routing. Enable, configure terminal, IP version 6, unicast routing, and then IP version 6, route any network, any subnet mask. Next of IP will be FD00, 172.16. Now I am in the router 3 and I want to forward packet router 2. 2 and 3 connected 23 networks and router 2 IP. So routing done. Ping. Then FD 00, 10, 0, 2, 2. Router 2 loop back, 1, 1. Router 1 loop back. Our routing here done. Anyone have any question, doubt, confusion, ask me. What is static routing? What is default routing? If you remember, I hope you remember. Otherwise, you just need to revise. Routing concept, I'm not going to repeat. It's already we learned. I'm just showing you here how you can run the command for new version of IP. IP version 6. Online people, is this clear? Confirm me. Aditya, Tanmama, Sriram, Tanvi, Vibhasri. Okay. Now, one more point you need to understand here, communication. As I told you that whatever point we learn in the IP version 4, same kind of point we have IP version 6. Communication. In that we have two options like communication mode, full duplex, half duplex. That also we have here. In that no any changes. One side sending, one side receiving. Only can send, only can receive, or sending, receiving both together. That is what full duplex, half duplex kind of stuff. But communication method, communication type. What is that? Unicast, multicast, broadcast. In that here we have little difference. Like what? Unicast as it is. Right now what we done, it is what unicast only. Remember IP version 6 unicast routing. Then we can do multicast also. But we don't have broadcast in the IP version 6. Instead of that, we have anycast. Broadcast means what? One to all. Whatever the member available in the network, all people, all PC can receive the data. Broadcast. And here anycast means what? Anyone. Not everyone. That is one simple difference. Either one to one, or one to many, or one to anyone, not all. Why? Because in the broadcast there are lots of extra packet wastage also there, and unsecurity also there, that anyone can receive. So IP version 6, this new IP protocol don't have broadcast kind of communication. Remember this. If you want to send randomly, then anycast. Multiple, then multicast. One to one fixed, then unicast. Okay. If you want to interested more detail and everything, just wait. You need to become professional in that, means CCNP course is there. Whoever enroll for that, they will get better idea in this. Right now, I'm just giving the difference. What is anycast? How it will work? Okay. Even let's say dynamic routing. As a CCNA, we don't have in the course this IP version 6 dynamic routing. Right now, we done static and default. Your IP version 6 according CCNA finish. This is only you need to remember. As a professional, if you are going to learn CCNP, you will find again same IP version 6 topic, but with the advanced features and dynamic route. Okay. So tell me guys, at the last point I'm asking, IP version 6 point done from my side. Anything you want to ask, you can. Otherwise, we'll start a new topic. Clear everyone? No confusion? No. Okay. So let's understand a new topic. I'm taking a one simple topology here. Here, suppose this is a internet. Means you can say ISP. Then this is what? Your company edge device. Border. Multiple time I draw different scenario if you remember. This is our private network. Maybe router 3 connected to switch 1 and there is a different VLAN. That kind of thing already we discussed. That means what? This you can say your internal router. Okay. Now what? Let's say one topic we are going to discuss here that is called NTP for timing. If you remember, we discussed a basic idea for time synchronize. Nowadays, you know that if you turn off your mobile and then start, then what? You don't need to set up the timer. Automatically time is right. But if anyone remember the keypad mobile or previous 4 or 5 years things, then what? Whenever you restart the mobile, you need to set up the time manually from that key. Anyone using this kind of mobile? Then you have idea. Okay. Nowadays, what? Let's say you turn off the laptop or computer, then again start. Then generally, if you think, then what? Device is off. Device don't know how much time is going on. But when I start the device, it is automatically synchronize the time. So that is happening because of NTP. That is called Network Time Protocol. So in background, this protocol running in all device, not like just a router, but I'm just taking example here router because we are learning CCNA. We are not learning mobile code, otherwise I will explain in the mobile. Okay. But each mobile, laptop, computer, mobile, router, switch, firewall, whatever the device, who are able to use network, who are able to connect with network, they all are mostly having network time protocol NTP inbuilt. Like we have STP by default, same way NTP also running. Okay. But what? If it is automatically running and we also know that time automatically synchronized, then why we need to learn this? So again, to understand backend process, because sometime what? Sometime let's say you want to use your server and you want that other all employees are synchronized time with the server, not with your current location. Getting my point? Let's say right now here I am, then what? My mobile automatically synchronized time according India. But whatever the centralized point we have Kolkata, according that time zone, you know that. And if I travel, okay, and if I in the different country, then what? Automatically time according that country. Now suppose, let's say our company server is in US and you are working here. Then what? Then time mismatch. According device I'm talking. Device login on the server, which time? According India time or US time? Getting my point? So for that kind of our separate private management, we need to understand NTP. Otherwise, as a public communication, NTP already running by default, we don't need to do anything. But for our own separate scenario, if I want that all device, whoever connected with my server, they will using the same time, not the India time, but whatever the server that time. Getting it? Then you require one simple topic that is called NT. Okay? Concept is clear, guys. Otherwise, command is only two. Now, whatever topic we are going to learn is very small topic, but you just need to understand the use case as a real scenario. Because this whole topic, asking question in the real scenario also, and very useful in the real scenario. No doubt, as a CCNA level, very few questions, but still, it is important. So right now, if I start this device, okay, then what? You will find that there are some timing automatically detected. Let me show you. If let's say I go to any interface and I'm just giving no shutdown command, what do you find? Link change. Okay. Now what? If I want to know on which time someone changed the IP address, someone login, then I require timing. Right now, what is the by default timing? You can run this command, show clock. It is telling that this router is living on 1993. According this router, this is the timer. Getting my point? And that is by default. Whatever router you start, you can say it is 6 minutes. It will start with the 00 timer on this date, 1st March 1993. So I want that it will use the real time. But from where? From either router number 2 or either router number 1, depend on your topology. If I use that synchronized time with router number 1, then what? It is a normal scenario which we are using in our mobile and laptop, automatically time synchronized from internet. If I want synchronized from router 2, that means it is our own custom configuration. Getting it? So let's say right now I will configure router 2 and that time automatically replicate in router 3 that I want. So router number 2 also what? Enable and show clock. As I told you this. So first of all, what? Any one device, obviously you need to tell the time. Device don't know what is the right now current time where you are. Getting it? So what I will do? I will run this command instead of show clock. I can use clock set. Means what? We need to set the timing. So see, this is the format. Hour, minute, second. So right now, let's say 12:35 it is. So I'm using, let's say, 12:36 because during the command explanation, it will become 36. Okay, then what? Day, month, year. So what is the date today? 13th. Month. Okay. What is that? September. And year 2024. So this how you can set up the timer. Now again you can check. So clock. Okay. 13 September 2024, 12:36. Anyone have confusion in this command, then ask me. So this way what? I need to set up the command on every device. But like also remember VTP concept or yesterday we learned wireless concept. It is better there is a one server and all other thing will centralize. I no need to manage one by one device. So in router 2, I will not tell that time manually because again it will restart, again time change. But I will run the command that take the time from this router. So for that we require normal connectivity first of all. So I will give the IP address and everything and then I will run the NTP command. Till now I not run the NTP command. Till now I just set up the time. It is not NTP. NTP now comes in the picture for time synchronize. So let me go to router 2 again. Gigabit 02. Host name router 2. Interface gigabit 02. IP address, let's say 172.16.23 Now shut down. Exit. Go to the router 3. Hostname R3. Interface gigabit 2. IP address 172.16.23. Now shut down. Exit. So both are now connected. Again, you can verify. Right now also, if you want to see, do show clock. It's still in the March 1993. And router 2, it's in the 2024 September current. So now what? Both are connected. You can also do the ping. Router 3. Both are connected. So what I want, that router 2 is become timing server, timer server, or you can say NTP server. So that is the same command. NTP, you can see, you have multiple options, but as a basic thing, what you need to understand first, make it server. Okay. And what? Master. Act as a master clock. Again, let's say if you want, this is the normal server, and this router also synchronizing time from internet. Then you will run the NTP server command. But suppose you want that internet time, whatever, I want my separate thing. My company server, according that which I give the example, company server in the US, right now human employee working from the India. So they don't use India time as an internet, but they use server time as a US. That means I will make this as a master. NTP server command for finding the server, not becoming server. Getting my point? So R2, I want to make NTP master. And here you will find some startup number. 1 to 15. Like what? As a internet also, in background, it is taking this number. If you give only this, it is right. It is no worry. This one also right. But just for advanced thing, I'm explaining 1 to 15 number is what? It is just checking how much far or from which level authority I am getting the timing. Let's say if I talk about this is as your mobile, suppose, then what? Your mobile have one network from the one tower, one mobile network tower, and let's say suppose you are in that same location where there is a multiple different 2-3 tower network coming. So that all are responsible to give you network. And you can also use internet from anyone. So which one it will give priority? Whichever have this number lower. Local connectivity. It is not for IP address or layer 3. Okay. So NTP master 1 will get highest priority. 2, 3, 4 keep decreasing. Means what? Suppose let's say this route tower, mobile tower, I'm talking about different mobile tower. They also were taking internet from what? Satellite or company server. And from where they taking timing? According the time zone from Kolkata. So let's say from the Kolkata, this tower are reachable after 5-6 extra router. This tower reaching to Kolkata only after 2 routers. This another tower reaching to Kolkata after only 1 router. That way what? This number will keep changing. If you remember the hop count, that same logic here. And numbering also same 0 to 15, 1 to 15. So this is what I'm making main master, NTP master 1. Okay. And then what? Go to the router 3 side. Again, I'm telling guys, if I show the command, it is still in the March 1993. It's not like we connect the network automatically synchronized. Like what? You start the mobile, you connect the Wi-Fi. Only that Wi-Fi not. But via that network in background, NTP will take the time. You will see that when you start internet or network or Wi-Fi, your time synchronized. Getting my point? So here also connection is there, but with that connection you require NTP things. So here I will use NTP server and then server IP. Who is your server? So according router 3, router 2 is the server. Time not changed. So it will take few seconds to synchronize. Just wait. Okay. No need to wait. So this how NTP work. Very simple. As I told you, only two commands. One side you set up the server. That is keyword is master. And server keyword actually for server IP. Online people, is this clear for you? Any confusion? No. So one more thing we have. Now what if timer and everything is there? So another thing in your company you need to remember, that is logging process. As I told you here that okay, when you log in, when you log out, that again what? Router 3 have their own local log. Router 2 have their own local log. But as a company, it is better that you will use every log in the one location. There is a separate server, like we have DHCP server. There is a separate server. Okay, where what? Every device will send their log. Router 1 also send their log to the server that, hey server, in my router 1, there are some user admin will log in on that time. Router 2 also sending their log that, here server, in my router 2, there are some user number ABC login on this time. Getting my point? So that topic name we have syslog. Full name you can say system log. So now for that what? Remember guys, our networking device are not going to become syslog server because log is required data. Our router or switch don't have a storage like a hard disk. If you think about log, whatever things running in the router, right now we have 2-3 router and only one network. Think as a real scenario, router are connected to switch, switch have multiple VLAN, and that each VLAN have multiple employee, and that each employee doing lots of other tasks, log in, log out. So in 1 minute also, maybe you find more than 100 log. In 1 minute I'm talking, because all different employee are doing process. Let's say if there is a just startup company only, let's say have a 2-3 department, and only let's say 2-3 employees, then also what, 10 employees there, and 10 employees are opening different browser, different website or application software for company tasks, lots of processes going on. All process will be require log, because later if any time let's say some attack happen, some crime happen, then if you don't have that log, then police, government will can seize your company. Getting my point? I'm just telling as a other thing, but normally as understand. As a company boss, you also require what things going on with your employee. So you want logging. And that is, as I told you, it's not possible here. So what I will do, I will use actual server. And in this, I want log. Okay. Now remember guys, as a real scenario also, these server are connected to all devices. Directly all via routing. There is different case, in short, connected. Reachability is there. So I'm not going to connect directly with router. It is as a one device. So what? Connect via switch. So let's say what I do here. Instead of this direct connection, as a real scenario, there is a switch. Even router also connected via switch, you know that. Hmm. And this kind of server mostly internal. It's not for public. Public cannot see your data. Remember, guys. Okay, again, I'm telling you, it is not necessary that all are in the same network. Just simple thing they require reachability. So routing thing already be done. So let's say here in this server, I'm going to configure IP address right now 172.16.23 network, and let's say this server IP is suppose 100. Now what? Go to the router and then you specify here logging, okay, not login. This is what login, log out, username, password, that. I want this logging. And then you can see IP address of the logging host. Simple. Type the IP that you want your log will be stored where? On this IP. And then logging on. Simple. Now what? Go to the server. Again, this server we don't need to configure. As a real scenario, you are not going to manage server. And that's why according packet tray also, there are no any configuration command to manage server. You just need to remember what? Why this thing? It's this log. But why it is not showing properly? Can you see guys here syslog? G is hidden, not able to see, but this is syslog. Here you can see the log. Okay. So now let's say I'm doing some process in the router 3. Let's say what? Interface. What we have? Unused interface 02. Let's say 00. IP address. Let's say 192.168 router 3. Then no shutdown. Exit. Normally what happen when you do the no shutdown? There should be log. And then one more exit. What you find? A normal log and logging host. Logging started. See here. Not getting why. It started. We have reachability, right? Ping 172.16.12.23. Yeah, reachability is there. And why we don't have a log? Now it's coming. On the first log, they just trigger. Logging started. Can you see guys here? 23.3 for classroom people. Message. Able to see? Configuration console by this. Whatever thing you are getting here, let's say I'm going to interface gigabit 00 and shut down. Can we see the second log? If I double click here, you can see this. That thing, link change, interface gigabit 00, change state to administratively down. Okay, on this IP, on this device, not IP, it's a host name. So this simple thing you need to remember. That means only one command, guys. What is that you need to remember? Logging on and then logging server. Indirectly two commands. There are no other thing. Just one simple thing. What you have multiple device and you want all activity on one centralized device. So that is called system log. Before that, what we learned? Centralized timing management. Okay. So one more thing I can show you here. That is router backup. Let's say we done lots of configuration like what we start the telnet, SSH, or we start the routing protocol, OSPF or EIGRP. We run some SCL. And suppose there are some electronical issue or technical problem and router crash. It's a hardware possible. Okay. Power up and down. Maybe router crash. It's not like only network thing. Or maybe router hack. So you want to what? That on the spot, maybe you can disconnect this for stopping the attack if it is a cyber attack. But let's say if it is a technical issue, not as a cyber attack, but like I told you the example like that, electronic issue, technical issue or anything. So what? Second router you will purchase. Maybe you have extra router, whatever the case. But that router, you need to do whole configuration again. Right? So we also have option that we can keep the backup and later we can restore. So let's say whatever we have in the router 3, till now what command we are running? Let me add some more command also like what? Username, admin, password, admin. Okay, then let's say line VTY 024, login local, exit. Then let's say I'm running some random command like router, OSPF1, network. We have 172.16.23.0, wildcard mask, area 0, exit. Okay, and I also configure use an enable password, but enable secret, you know that secure, whatever. I just want backup. So this kind of multiple configuration, let's say we have in router 3. If I run this command, so running. So what you find? Enable password is there. Username admin, password admin is there. Okay. Then interface running. IP address on gigabit 00, IP on the gigabit 0/2, OSPF running, logging server running, and NTB server running. And again, it is a very small thing. Again, there are lots of PC, lots of VLAN, other data. And later, let's say if something happen with this router, then what? In the new device, you need to configure again. Right? So first of all, what? Locally, you know that we have this command, right? So this is saving, but it is what? Local. So next time if someone restart the router, then what? Configuration is there, but it is local. If router device itself happen, something happen, then this configuration will not remain there. Anyone remember the full command of this, right? It is a short command if anyone remember. Not that way. I'm not asking this. The actual command, if anyone remember, copy running config, startup config. Right, Tanvir?
Exactly.
So same thing, what we'll do, instead of this copy, startup config is what? Local storage of router. Local memory, you can say. Instead of that, command is same, copy running config. Whatever right now running, I want to copy. Where? Not in the startup, but in the TFTP. This is one more service for taking backup. Like your NTP for time, syslog for logging, and this is for what? Backup and restore. So just enter. It is asking where you want to take a backup. Server IP. Then what is the file name? How you want to save? If you want to give new name, you can. Otherwise, by default name, it will take what? Whatever your host name with that config keyword. Okay. Then enter. Like a ping, if you find this kind of thing, then what? Okay. 907 byte is copied. In background, go to the server and check. Where now in TFTP? Can you see? First file is our file. R3 config. Okay. If you want double verification, what I will do? Let me run the command one more time. Server IP. And I'm typing some custom file name. You will get the idea. Let's say router 3 Bangalore branch. I'm giving this name. Can you see this? Here we don't have refresh option. It is a demo server. It is not actually Windows or Linux because there we have command. But this we are not going to configure. So here every service is ready-made. Okay. So you just need to click on any other service and come back. So you will find new data. So new file is there. Okay. Now let's say actually something happened with this router, or let's say I'm coming with the new router. Router 3 beside. Okay. Let's say what actually this router happened something. So company will attach the new router. And then company connecting. So why double this is a new router, so it is empty. Yes or no? No host name. Even I'm not going to configure host name because I want automatically it will configure from the backup. So what I will do, I just require one small configuration that assign the IP so that it will communicate with server. Rest of all other configuration taken from backup, but they need to require the reachability to the server. So we require just one IP. And they're also not necessary same IP, okay? You can type anything, but it should be in the reachability. So let's say here I'm going to interface gigabit 02. And here let's say configure IP address 172.16.23.23. Intentionally, I'm typing different IP. Just check. Is this reachable to server? I think switch will take time. Let me put. Okay, reachable. See guys, I not given any host name and I not configure any telnet, any username, any antivirus, nothing. It's just a new router. What I will do here in privilege mode, same command, copy running config TFTP. Now, what is the meaning of this command? That whatever in the running, copy in the TFTP. So this we need to swipe. That now I want from TFTP to running config. and enter. Understand? From TFTP, I want in running config. Then what? Where is the remote host? Now see source file name. Previously, what is asking? What file you want to save? Now it is say that only okay, you want from TFTP. So what is the file available in TFTP? Because in that there are all router files. R2 file, R1 file, switch 1, switch 2, server. Lots of backup is there. So from that, what is your file name? R3 BL branch. Destination file name. Where you want to save? So in running config, yes, in running config, just enter. And you can see automatically logging started. Host name become R3. Previously what? Router. Now automatically all thing configuration take from the server. If you want to check, enable password 123, I not configure. Username, gigabit IP33. If you remember, what IP I configure in interface gigabit 0223. Intentionally I give the different IP. Remember guys? In the gigabit 02, 23, 23. But in the backup, gigabit 02 IP is only 3. So that automatically configure. That IP also changed. OSCube also came. Logging also there. NTP also there. All things this. So this is called backup and restore. First process what we done from router to server, that is what backup. And this is restore. Any confusion, any question, doubt, if you have asked me. So NTP done, syslog done, router backup and restore done. And before that we discuss IP version 6. Any question, confusion, doubt, if you have asked me. Online people and classroom people, just confirm me. Any question, confusion, doubt?
Nikunj, I'm thinking from a security perspective, the logs that are sent to syslog, are those logs real time?
Yes, obviously. Timing also there. Real time means what? Let's say whenever I'm doing any effect, on that time generated and forward here. That is called real time. Simple.
Okay. Okay. And secondly, I found like I observed that the logs which are sent are control plane, like whatever changes we are making on the firewall. If there are any other logs which can be sent as well, like let's say for a particular interface, if there is a lot of traffic observed, can those logs be sent as well? Is there any? I mean, as per your experience, sir, I just
Means
wanted to know.
you just actually talking as a log, or you want to monitor all data also?
Monitor the data as well.
For data, we have separate topic that is called span, switch spot analyzer. We need to run in the switch, but that you learn in the CCNP level.
Okay.
Okay. In the switch, whatever the interface, let's say I want to monitor that whatever data travel, not just a log, like shutdown, no shutdown, IP configure, something active, something disabled, not that simple log, but actually user data also for the security purpose. Then in that interface, you need to run this topic, switch port analyzer, the span, not a spanning tree. That is different. This is a span, full name switch port analyzer.
Okay.
So that we need to run here. And again, that all copy we can take in the server or admin PC, wherever you want.
Okay. It makes sense. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So now just let me recheck, guys, what topic is remaining according your CCNA. RSTP, native, LAN, CDP, MAC, array, FSL, FHRP, DHCP, NTP, syslog, backup and restore, wireless, right, 2006. Okay, guys. So now 3 topic is remaining, like this kind of small topic only. One is you require little bit idea about VPN. So we'll cover. Okay. We don't have any practical anything, but I will give the idea what is VPN, how it will work, understanding. Practical again, as a basic people, you will not get any router access directly to create a VPN. Security will handle by experienced people. Okay. Then we have one more topic, that is automation. And one more thing, it is what I told you, password breaking. By chance, if you are the admin, but let's say if you forget the password, then what to do? How you can crack or you can take access? Not like a hacking, okay? Cracking is different. Hacking is different. Here, password breaking also not a right word. Password cracking. These 3 points we have, but all are small. Let's say this automation, half hour or maximum 1 hour. Okay, you can say even 45 minutes, not even 1 hour. Then this is 5-10 minutes. It will not take much more. And this also another 10-20. That means in one session only we require. So all your CCNA topic will be finished. So anything right now, guys, if you want to ask, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will stop the recording. And then we'll discuss about extra session also.